and welcome to the Lightening Body Scan. Today we'll be practicing a technique to release unnecessary tension and stress from the body. If you bring to mind a time when you were particularly stressed or anxious, you may recall how stress leaves a physical signature in the body. You may recall clenching your jaw, a furrow in your brow, or a tightening of your fists. You may recall the breath becoming shallow or forgetting to breathe altogether. These are natural responses to stress, our bodies preparing to fight through or run away from a stressful situation. And while these responses serve an important purpose, they're energetically expensive. So it's important that we have tools to release stress and tension that's not serving a constructive purpose for ourselves or for others. If we don't develop a healthy relationship with stress, one that's more responsive rather than reactive, stress will drain us of our physical and emotional energy. The good news is that just as the emotional state of the mind sends signals that create changes in the body can have an impact on the mind. We're going to practice scanning through the body to find any unnecessary tension we may be holding. We'll then scan through a second time, inviting this tension to be released. With practice, you'll find times throughout the day where you're holding tension in your body that isn't serving you. In letting it go, you'll be sending signals to the mind to relax, to let go of any unnecessary feelings of stress and anxiety, and to create space for a lighter, more easeful state of mind. To practice this technique, sit comfortably in the chair or on the floor, or practice lying down. Feel the points of contact between yourself and the floor or chair, and allow the ground to rise up and support you. If you're feeling drowsy, remaining upright or consciously holding the tips of the thumb and forefinger together can provide just enough physical stimulation to prevent you from falling asleep. If falling asleep is your goal, please position yourself comfortably to do so. Now, take a few slow, deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. With each exhalation, see if you can release any unnecessary tension you may be holding in your face, your jaw, your hands. Just let the breath move easily through the body. Take a moment to recognize that there's absolutely nothing else you should be doing right now. Express gratitude to yourself for prioritizing your self-care and taking the time to practice this empowering skill. And with our intentions set to stay fully present with our practice, allow the eyes to gently close. Let's begin. Bring your awareness to the crown of the head. If it's helpful, you can imagine a disk of light hovering in space, just slightly resting at the top of the head. Now imagine this disk of light moving smoothly and evenly down through the head, over the hairline, the brow, the temples, on down through to the tops of the shoulders. When you reach the tops of the shoulders, return to the top of the head and scan again. Over and over, at your own pace and speed, but moving evenly. As we scan each part of the body, bring your full curiosity and awareness to any sensations that are present without adding any stories or judgments to the experience. We're not trying to change anything. We're not trying to attribute a cause or explanation for why the body feels the way it does. Our bodies are always sending us information, and right now, our job is just to listen. Notice this area feels more tense, This area feels more relaxed. This area feels cold or warm, dry or wet, comfortable or irritated. If the mind begins to wander away from the scan or begins adding a commentary, just letting go of any chatter, returning to where we left off in the scan, and beginning again. Now, the next time your scan reaches the tops of the shoulders, allow the scan to move down into the arms, over the elbows, into the forearms, over the wrists and into the hands. Explore scanning through each individual finger, and when you reach the end, return to the tops of the shoulders and begin again. Now, bring the awareness back to the top of the shoulders and begin scanning through the upper chest and back, under the armpits, over the heart, the ribs, the middle of the back, down into the belly, the sides, the lower back. When you reach the hips, return to the tops of the shoulders and scan through again. As you scan, notice sensations both internal and external. Notice the changes in sensations as the body rises and falls with each in-breath and each out-breath. Continue listening with your full awareness and curiosity. And now bringing our awareness to the lower half of the body, scanning from the hips through the buttocks and pelvic area, down through the thighs and quadriceps, over the knees, into the shins and calves, and finally into the feet, scanning through the ankles, heels, and each individual toe. When you reach the end, you can return to scanning from the hips. Now that we've built up a picture of how the body is feeling, we're going to scan through again, this time inviting the body to let go of any tension that isn't serving a purpose. Starting at the toes and scanning upward, just asking the question, is there anything here that I can let go of? Is it possible that I could feel a little lighter or a little more at ease? If it helps, you can imagine that with each in-breath, you're sending a warm light that lightens and loosens any tension it comes in contact with. With each out-breath, witness the tension melting away, exiting the body through the breath. So breathing down into the toes and asking the question, and allowing any unnecessary tension to just slip away with the next out breath. And scanning through the legs, the knees, the thighs. Feel the muscles unwind and relax, lightening and loosening. Scanning from the hips through the buttocks and pelvic area, relaxing, finding space and lightness. As we move into the belly, exploring, is it possible for the breath to move any more easily into the belly, the sides, the lower back? Can the lower spine feel any longer and more relaxed? Breathing the question into the ribs, the sides, the mid-back. Is it possible to feel any more at ease, to find any additional space? Moving through the chest, the upper back, feeling the breath move more easily under the armpits and into the collarbones. And now scanning down the arms into the fingertips, up each individual finger and into the hands. Is there any unnecessary gripping that we can let go of? Can the wrists relax? The forearms unwind? The elbows? The upper arms? Can the chest roll open as the shoulders move down and away from the ears? Can the front, back, and sides of the neck feel a little longer as the crown of the head relaxes away from the toes? Moving into the face, can the jaw yawn down and away ever so slightly? Can the tongue relax away from the front of the teeth? Is there any new space possible in the chin, lips, or cheeks? Can the temples unwind? The brow grow smooth? Can the eyes relax backwards, resting in the darkness behind your eyelids? And as we scan upward toward the top of the head, sides of the head, back of the head relaxed, we listen for any tension or busyness in the mind. Imagine as if you could rotate a dial and turn the activity of the mind all the way down. Now, bring your awareness to your body as a whole. witness the body in a state of deep relaxation. Continuing to breathe into any areas of tension that may be present. And with each out-breath, allow the tension to leave the body. And with your next out breath, let go of any focus on the exercise. Allow the mind to do whatever it wants to do. If you've nodded off, I hope you sleep well. But if you're still with us and intending to get back up, begin by breathing a little bit more deeply into the belly. Imagine energy flowing into the fingers and toes and give them a little wiggle. You can roll your arms and legs from side to side. Give yourself a bit of a stretch. If you're lying down, pull yourself onto your side in the fetal position for a round of breath. And then slowly make your way up to sitting. As you go about your day, remember that your body and mind are always in communication. Take a moment from time to time to give the body a scan. If you find tension in the face, the hands, or in the breath, check in to see if this tension is serving you. If not, breathe into the space and see if it will release with the exhalation. We can never get rid of stress, nor would we want to. But with practice, we can learn to form a more healthy relationship with it. The more you practice this technique, the more natural it will become, and you may just find yourself feeling a bit lighter as you go about your day. And with that, I look forward to seeing you again at whatever practice you choose next.